All right, do you guys have any questions? Okay, 21. Okay, 42. Yeah, Kate, did you get that one? Okay, yes? So, I'm sorry, what? You can on the complex plane, but I don't think that's part of the uh, part of the test that you're working on. Are you doing the parametric? Okay, those should all come out to be real. You're just plugging numbers in, and so I don't know when you would ever get a square root of a negative. You're not solving for anything. Okay, 42. Ooh, yeah, good one. No, this is a fun one. I mean, what's that? Oh, I was going to say they're all fun ones, so it's silly for me to say that. But this is an especially entertaining one. So says when a polynomial is divided by x minus 5, so what goes in the box? 5. It tells you that the answer is 5x squared plus 3x plus 12 with the remainder of 7. And then we have to figure out what the original thing was. Okay? Cat? No, because when it's given to us in this form, what you're putting into the box there is what value of x makes that equal to 0. So it's the opposite, and that's a little bit confusing. Some of you asked about this yesterday when you're working on your assignment, which is a great lesson for why you should always work on your assignment during class and not just wait until you get home. If it's x minus 5, then you put a 5 in the box. Then there were some of them that said a equals 5, then you put a 5 in the box. So if it says x plus or minus, you put in the opposite, but if it says equals, you just do that number. Okay? All right, so let's figure out what we started with in order to get this as an answer. Well, what has to go here? What has to be the number right here? 5, because our first move is to just bring that first one down. Sorry, I didn't hear you, Kate. Okay, so then I would go 5 times 5 is 25, so 25 would go here. Well, what does this number have to be so that if I added 25 to it, I would end up with 3? Negative 22, right? We're just kind of doing it backwards. 5 times 3 is 15, so there would be a 15 right there. What does this have to be so that if I added 15 to it, I would get 12? Negative 3, And then 5 times 12 is 60, so same question one more time. What would this have to be for me to end up with 7 as an answer? Negative 53. So since our answer was an x squared, what does our original thing have to be? Yeah, x cubed. So this would be 5x cubed minus 22x squared minus 3x minus 53. If we divided that by x minus 5, then we would get that as an answer. Okay? So I'm very glad you asked about that, Maddie. I'm very sad that you didn't do that one, Kate. Yeah, 41 was probably pretty different. Ma'am? Y2 minus y1 quantity squared plus x2 minus x1 quantity squared. And still, no, and in a square root. Yeah, you had the square root part right, yeah. Any other questions? Okay. 48. Yes, okay. So the 3 in front of the x rightfully throws you off. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to do this using polynomial long division. Okay? And then we're going to do it using synthetic division, and then we're going to have a conversation about how we could get from one to the other. All right? So your first impulse is correct. You got a 3 in front there. That feels weird to you, so let's just do this the old-fashioned way. Yeah, especially with, look at all those terms. Is that what? 3x to the fourth. It's kind of a candy cane 4. Feeling Christmassy today and yesterday. What? Okay. I was like, why are you pointing it out then if it just looks like a normal 4? All right, so anybody just jump right in if you feel so inclined. 3x to the fourth divided by 3x is x cubed. And then I multiply these things by that, so that's 3x to the fourth minus 2x cubed. These will cancel. Negative 5x cubed minus negative 2x cubed is like adding 2x cubed. So that would, yes, give me negative 3x cubed. Bring down the next term and start all over again. Negative 3x cubed divided by 3x is negative x squared this time. So if I multiply that back through, I get negative 3x cubed. Negative x squared times negative 2 is plus 2x squared. That's a little weird. Yeah, because everybody cancels. Yeah, so that means I have to bring down both of these. And hopefully you recognize that this and this are both the same. So this is just going to be plus 1. Okay? So that's our answer. We know that's our answer. We know it's correct because polynomial long division always works. Let's do this using synthetic division and see if we can figure out how we could do this next time without having to go through the whole process. So that tall guy in front of the class keeps telling you that the thing that goes in the box is whatever makes that 0, right? So what makes 3x minus 2 equal to 0? I was talking to my wife about this just the other day, just last week, how if you guys walked into the room and I said, okay, we're going to do as a little warm-up, 3x minus 2 equals 0, solve for x, you'd be like, oh, easiest thing ever, right? First year algebra, add 2, divide by 3, x equals 2/3. But then when you get it, like, in the midst of something else, then you're like, what? It'd be like if you're working on a car engine and you know how to like tighten a bolt. But then if the bolt is inside the engine, you're like, wait, I don't know how to do that part. You know what I'm saying? But it always happens. It's not just you guys. That's happened 25 years of teaching. It's the ability to apply a simple skill to another situation. What makes 3x minus 2 equal to 0? Add 2, divide by 3, so you get 2/3. Which is a little bit icky because it's a fraction, but we'll see what happens, okay? So the first thing I need to do, just like before, is bring down the 3. 2/3 times 3 is 2/3 times 3 is 2, because the 3's cancel, good. Negative 5 plus 2 is negative 3. 2/3 times negative 3 is negative 2. Add those together and you get 0. 2/3 times 0 is 0. Add those together and get 3. 2/3 times 3 is 2. Add those together and you get 0. Okay, so by synthetic division, our answer would be 3x cubed minus 3x squared plus 3. So what is the simple relationship between the correct answer that we got using polynomial long division and the just divide that one by 3? And where does that 3 come from? Why is it in there? What's that? The 2/3. Yeah, this number right here. Okay. So, Maddie, you can use synthetic division in that case. Okay. But when you're done, you have to divide this answer by whatever you divided that by to get the right answer. So this is really divided by 3. And then I get x cubed minus x squared plus 1, which is what I wanted. All right? So that's a little bit tricky. That's a little, you kind of have to remember a weird trick, and I haven't really given you a good reason for why you have to do that, and so you're probably going to forget it. And So that's why we just focus on synthetic division if it's just the x plus or minus of something. If it's anything besides that, it's probably easier to use polynomial. Okay? Questions? Can I please do that as a dance move? Jimmy. Oh, thanks. I just did do it as a dance move. No, that's how I dance. What? Okay. So 6, -1, 4, 3. Okay, so this time it specifically says a equals 3. It doesn't say a plus 3 or a minus 3. So we don't have to switch that around. We just put in a 3. Okay, bring down the 6. 3 times 6 is 18. 18 and -1 is 17. Multiply those together, you get my age. Add those together, you get 55. Multiply those together, you get 165. And add those together, and you get 168. Yeah, I think. What did these questions ask you to do? Figure out. P of A, right. So that's a fancy math way of saying use synthetic division to figure out what you would get if you plug 3 in for the x's here. So what we just figured out really quickly is if I went 6 times 3 cubed minus 3 squared plus 4 times 3 plus 3, you would get 168 as an answer. Okay, so yeah, right, exactly. You could do it this way. You've known how to do that for at least a couple of years now. They're just showing you sort of a, well, this is a fun, interesting, weird thing that you can also do. This? Uh-huh. Did you get a buck for it? Oh. Oh. Okay. Cap? 54. Jimmy, when you die, songs will be written about your life. Okay, so for 54, you've got x minus 1, so you have to make that 0, so you have to flip it around and put 1 into there. Then I have 3x cubed, 10x squared, -1 x's, and -12. Okay? Okay, and since you got 0 as a final answer, the answer is yes. It is a factor of that. And it factors into x minus 1 times 3x squared plus 13x plus 12. Okay? All right. Anything else? Okay, can I have... okay, so the chart that we made was we had positive or negative, and we had, yeah, thank you, odd and even, yep, that one. And let's see, I know even positive is up, up. I know even negative is down, down. I know odd positive is down, up, and odd negative is up, down. So if you guys don't have that in your notes somewhere, and you don't have it memorized, I would be surprised if you have it memorized. It'd be pretty awesome, though, if you did. You'll want to put that in your notes, because it will be useful for you. Anthony, what'd you get for number 1? Okay, is it positive or negative? Eli leads the class again. It's positive. Is the highest exponent odd or even? The highest exponent is 8. Is that odd or even? Even. So that means it's positive even. So this one is going to be up, up. Okay? Did you though? I'm not sure that you did. Okay. Austin, how about the next one? Nice. Down, down. This is negative. This is even. So we are in a down, down situation. All right. Jimmy, what do you got for this one? Down, up, question mark. Yeah. Yep. Down, up, because the lead coefficient is positive and the exponent is odd, so that makes it a down, up. Okay? You do. Hashtag winning. All right. You guys remember how to do this crazy one? Okay, so you figure out like how much, I didn't ask you that. This is down by negative 130 and so forth. Okay, you guys take a minute, work through that, and keep. Okay, Max, what you got next? Give me the. 2, 30, and 130. Right? Ah. Okay. Kate, take it home. Okay. Okay, and I feel like as soon as you see kind of the pattern, the next time is going to be it, right? Or is that not right? It's not right? Oh, okay. 72. Oh, yep, that doesn't go. So this is negative 72, and that's negative 24. And then this is positive 24. Okay, so now we got it, right? 48, 48, 48. And that is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the fourth difference. So it's fourth degree. No? Okay. You're just going this number minus this number, this number minus this number, this number minus this number. Just keep subtracting the one before it. Till you get the right answer. Yeah, for sure you do. All right, let's work on number 5 together, and then I will give you another one for you to, well, we might have to do these all together. What's my first step here? First step is to give Kate a dojo point. Next step is to set it equal to 0. Okay. What can I factor out of all three of those terms? An x. So that leaves me x squared minus 5x minus 36 equals 0. Two numbers that multiply together to be negative 36 and add to be negative 5. 9 and 4. So my three answers are 0, 9, and negative 4. Okay? Okay, that was quick work on the part of Kate and Eli. The rest of you have any questions about what happened there? Okay. All right, next one. This, if it's on the quiz, will be extra credit. Okay? Because this is kind of a mess. So I'm going to first set it equal to 0 like always. And then you have to recognize that 27x cubed is really 3x cubed. And 8 cubed is really, 8 is really 2 cubed. And so what we have here is the difference of two cubes, where a equals 3x and b equals 2. Right. So then we have a factor pattern for that, which is in your notes. I printed out that page for you of all the different factoring strategies. This is the part that's on the bottom, and this is why this is extra credit. This would factor into 3x minus 2 times 9x squared plus 6x plus 4. Okay? Yeah. And I just want to leave it there. You could solve this end of it pretty simply. This stuff right here requires the quadratic formula. I mean, I've got my top calculus student over there, and I'm pretty sure that she doesn't remember how to factor the difference of two cubes, and so if she doesn't know how to do it, there's no reason why you guys would need to know how to do it. You'll be successful. There you go. All right, how about number 7? I'm going to go double bubble right off the bat, except it's x to the 4th. So instead of being an x and an x in the front of each parentheses, right, it's going to be an x squared and an x squared. And then we attack it the same way we did the other ones. What two numbers multiply together to be 64 and add to be negative 20? They're both going to have to be negative. 8 times 8 is 64, but that's only 16. Oh, got it. I got it. Not going to. I got it. The tables have turned. The student has become the master. Now he's whispering answers to Eli. All right, so that gives us x squared minus 16 times x squared minus 4 equals 0. Well, here's the fun thing. Both of these can factor into two pieces of their own because they're both the difference of two squares. X squared minus 16 factors into plus and minus 4. So this is x plus 4. You right. This is x minus 4. And then x squared minus 4 is also the difference of two squares. That factors into x plus 2 and x minus 2. Okay? Which means that our 4 answers are okay, awesome. And you could write that as 4, negative 4, 2, negative 2. But Kate is demonstrating the mathematic part in her that wants to do it the easiest way as possible. Yeah. And that's what most of mathematics is how can I do this in the shortest, easiest way possible. Okay, number 8 is a sum of two cubes. Not going to mess with that. Okay, so we just did this. So will you guys try number 9 on your own? Okay. Yep. Okay. What goes here? I need a 0 because I have x to the 4th, and then I skip to x cubed. So don't forget. See some erasing going on. I see a lot of people who forgot that step. Make sure that your exponents are going down in order. Okay? Don't forget the zeros if you need them. Cat. Uh-huh. 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 $116. Okay. Okay. So again, as Maddie and I were talking about at the beginning of your class, you could get that same answer by going 2 times 4 to the 4th minus 3 times 4 squared plus 4 times 4 minus 1. Okay? So, what else? If you were like really focused on making sure you're doing this correctly, you could do it both ways. Make sure you get the same answer. It'd be a way to check your work. All right, so that blah 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 just means divide that whole big thing by x minus 1. Okay, you guys do that. Joe, how'd you do it? Okay, what goes in the box? Since it's x minus 1, what makes x minus 1 equal to 0? 1. Okay. And then from there we just write down the numbers in front of all of the things. Instead of 2x to the 4th, you write down a 2. Next one is 4. Yep. Okay, so that's our setup. That's my first step. I bring down the 2. And then multiply and then add, and multiply and then add, and multiply and then add, and multiply and then add. So 1 times 2 is 2. 4 and 2 make 6. 1 times 6 is 6. Negative 18 and 6 makes negative 12. 1 times negative 12 is negative 12. Negative 12 and negative 4 is negative 16. 1 times negative 16 is negative 16. And then since these add together to be 0, no remainder, so that means yes, it is a factor. Okay? Okay. Alright, so we're running out of time, so I'm...
I've made it once on the 30 days.
Wow, that's impressively poor.